Welcome to today's session. You won't need any equipment for the session, just your wonderful self. But in future sessions, we may include some equipment, and I'll explain a little bit about that towards the end of the session, so then you can be prepared for future sessions as well. But it's nothing too crazy, so don't worry too much about it. You'd have to go rushing out and buying anything. Anyway, so for today's session, we are going to be doing a cardio and core session. This session is going to be a more basic version of what we are going to be doing, but essentially we start fairly basic in the first week and then we build from there and add some more complexity and more intensity to the session as we go on over the next couple of weeks. As Liz said as well, do this at your own pace, your own intensity, and just do the best you can. I'm going to be guiding you every step of the way, and I can see most of you on screen as well, so I can help you the best way I can. There may be some exercises that you can do, maybe some exercises that you can't do. I'm going to be giving you some alternatives, but if there's some specific things to your ability level, please feel free to adapt it to any way that you feel sees fit, as long as it's nice and safe. That's the main thing. So, and again, if you need to take any rest at any point, if you need to take some hydration breaks, we've got some hydration breaks put in throughout anyway. But if you need to take an extra one at any point, feel free to do so. I won't be judging you, nobody else will be judging you. And we're all been beginners at one point in our life. So if you are a beginner, that's absolutely fine. And I'm probably going to struggle for the first session anyway, as well, just like everybody else does when you've had a bit of a break. So if you are new or if you're returning, you go, oh, this is quite hard today. Don't worry, we're probably all in the same boat. But as the weeks go on, you'll get better at it. You'll get more used to it. Your body will adapt to help you to do these sessions. For those who are new and you don't know who I am, my name is Ben. I've been doing these sessions, as they said, for a while. I've got a spinal cord injury myself of a C7 level. Like many of you have got a spinal cord injury, but if you haven't, I know there are a wide range of different abilities and disabilities that we have in this group. So I try and cater for everybody the best we can to get through these sessions. But enough of me talking, we're here to exercise, so let's get on with that. Make sure we've got plenty of space around us so we're not going to hit anything or anyone. And we're going to start with moving our arm around in a circle the best we can and going around. There we go. I'm just going to move slightly out. I haven't got much room in here, so I'm just going to change my angle there. So going around the best you can and just getting that arm moving. We're just mobilizing our joints, getting everything going the best you can. And if you can't get a full circle, like I am here, we can just do a slightly smaller one and just get it going round however we can there. So if it's a smaller circle, that's absolutely fine. Whatever you can do to get that arm going round. Excellent. Okay, with that same arm, let's go the opposite way around now. So again, the best you can. If that's a full circle like I'm doing, that's great. If it's a smaller version, just like so, wherever you can do that. Excellent work, everybody. Yeah, let's change over to the other side and get that one going around as well. And again, the best you can on the side. If you can't get that full circle, a smaller one is fine too. Just whatever you can do here. Nice work, everybody. Okay, with that same arm, let's go the opposite way now. And again, the best you can, if that's a big circle or a little circle or somewhere in between. Just in a nice comfortable range of motion. We don't have to be pushing it too far. At this point, we're just warming up those joints, getting them ready. Good. Okay, for this next one, we've got a few different versions of it. Version one, if you can, reaching up and over towards the opposite shoulder. If you can't get all the way up and over, that's fine. We can come to the near shoulder instead. And if you can't do that, we can always come across the front instead. The main thing here is that we're getting a bit of elbow bending, so either over the top or to the near shoulder or across the front. So there's your three options there. But just doing what you can. The main thing is here that we're getting that elbow bend in, getting the elbow warmed up. Good work, everybody. And again, it's going to look different for all of us. So if you can see people on screen doing it differently, or even myself doing it differently, that's absolutely fine. Just do what you can do here to get that elbow bend in. Good. Okay, let's take one arm here. We're going to swing it forwards, reaching up the best you can. Don't worry if you can't reach all the way above your head, just coming up, back down, just to the front, up and down. If you can't reach up above your head, even if it's head height, chest height, waist height, wherever you can get to, raising that arm up the best we can. Let's do a little bit of a swing at the bottom as well, swinging it forwards and up. Yeah, let's change over to the other arm. And again, you may be able to get more movement on one side than the other side. But that's fine, just do what you can here. Okay, let's get our chest and back involved a little bit. So we're going to come in for a hug, arms out to the side, back in, and then repeating through that movement there. Doesn't work. Good range of motion. Nice. Let's go into some shoulder rotations now. Just going around either direction. Change direction there. Go the opposite way. Nice. Let's give that a little bit of a shake out. Now I'm going to set up a timer here for our next bit. And welcome to those who joined during the warm-up. We are going here for a 14-minute block here. What we're going to be doing is every minute, we're going to be changing the exercise. As I said before, we've got no equipment for today. We should be going through different exercises for 14 minutes, changing exercise every minute. The intensity level here should be about 5 out of 10 efforts. So it's not hard, it's not easy, it's somewhere in between the two. And that's going to help us to build our heart rate up nice and gentle and controlled and get us warmed up. So this is still kind of part of the warm-up, it's just the second part of the warm-up. So we're just getting getting ourselves a bit more warm and ready for the session. So when I start this timer, we've got a 15-second countdown, and then you should be able to hear it as we go through, but I'll be guiding you through. Our first exercise here is going to be some nice simple punching forwards, alternating hands in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we
Let's go.
So punching forwards, and then again 5 out of 10 effort. So it's not hard, it's not easy. It's in between the two with the effort levels here, and just doing the best you can with getting those arms forwards. Obviously, I want you to try and extend those hands forwards the best you can. But if that's compromising your ability to stay upright, we can just do some shorter ones or whatever you can do to keep yourself going. So just, even if it's lower down, higher up, wherever you can get to.
Halfway there.
To get to 30 seconds through this first minute. But yeah, just get those going the best you can. Excellent work. Okay, 15 seconds to go. On the next one, we're going to continue the punching theme, but instead of going
10
forward,
seconds.
we're going to go to the side instead with our punches. And I'll show you that as we get into it in 4, 3, 2, 1. It's going out to the side. So there we go. So just doing the best you can. If you can only do one, that's fine. If you can do one and not really be balanced too well, you can just do a couple on one side, then switch over to the other side, or you can always do both together if that's easier for you to be able to perform. So just some options there. Have a play around with it.
Halfway there.
Find what works for you there. Yeah, looks like everybody's got something going on there, which is great to see. Nice work. Okay, on the next one in 10 seconds time.
10 seconds.
Continuing the punching theme, but we're going to go up above our head with the punches on the next one. In 3, 2, 1. So going up.
3.
Now, if you can't reach above your head, don't worry too much. Just get as high as you can with those arms. That's up to head height, wherever you can get to. Even though it's just little punches, that's also fine. Just wherever you can get to with those arms. And again, you can do it just single arm if you have to. If you need to do a couple on one side and then a couple on the other, or even double arm. Well, double arm's a little bit more intense, I would say, but that's absolutely fine if that's what you need for
halfway there
balance reasons. That's absolutely fine as well, or coordination or whatever it may be. As I said in the beginning, we've got a wider range of abilities here, so just making sure that everybody knows what they can and will do. Good. Okay, we got
10 seconds.
Another punching one coming up where we're going to be punching down and across our lap. I'll show you that as we move into it in 3, 2, 1. So coming down,
4.
Cross. Good. And as I mentioned, we're starting off today with, I'm not going to say it's an easy session because we've all had a break, or unless some of you have been continuing through the Christmas and New Year period, but we've all had a break or we're new here. So I'm just going to set some foundation work here for the today's session. But over the next couple of weeks, the sessions are going to get harder.
Halfway there.
But you're going to get more capable of doing them. So I just want to make sure that those you find today's session, even though it's meant to be easier, it's still tough. You're going to adapt to it and you'll get better. And I know that when I've had a break, even the easy sessions feel hard. So
10 seconds.
But we get through. So, okay, we've got 10 seconds to go. On the next one, we're going to do some pretend wheelchair pushing. I'll show you that as we get into it. 3, 2, 1. Let's go push.
5.
Pretend we're pushing the wheelchair around. Doesn't matter if you're in a wheelchair or a power chair or even a chair wheels. Just imagine you're in a chair, much like my one. And you can just pretend you're pushing that wheelchair forwards. Good. Just building up that heart rate. So what we've into minute number 5 here. You should be feeling maybe just a little bit warmer.
Halfway there.
if you can track your heart rate, if you have like a smartwatch or something, you maybe see that it's been slightly elevated. And also, you might be just breathing just a little bit heavier. Those are the signs that we're doing the right thing here, getting our heart rate up, getting the blood pumping.
10 seconds.
That's good. 10 seconds to go on the next one. Same movement, opposite direction. 3, 2, 1. So change direction.
6.
And keep that moving there. Good work, everybody. Good. And as always with all the other exercises, if you need to just do one arm, both arms together, or do one side for 5 or 6 and then swap over, that's absolutely fine by me. This is your session. I'm just here to guide you through the best that I can.
Halfway there.
And this is a two-way relationship as well, these sessions. So if you have anything extra that you need me to help you guide you through, you can always ask me at the end of the session, or you can put it in
10 seconds.
email to Liz, and she can pass it on to me, and then we can resolve what you need to. Okay, on the next one in 3, 2, 1, we're going to go double arm forwards,
7.
double arm up, both arms forwards, both arms up. Now, some of you may need to do a single arm. Some of you may need to just do a shorter range of motion. Again, whatever you can do that. Nice work.
Halfway there.
For those of you who are newer to my sessions, there are plenty of people here that started doing exercises that they didn't think they'd be able to do. They're doing them now in their own way, however that may be. They're adapting it the way
10
they
seconds.
can. And now it's become second nature to them, which is always great to see. Okay, on the next one, we're going to do something called sit skis. We're going to do 3, 2, 1.
Round 8.
Swing up and through, like we're doing some cross-country skiing. Come to the side. So swinging those arms up and through, just like so. And if you get doing the best you can with the range of motion, if you can't get up above your head, come to head height, chest height, wherever you can get to, just swing those arms through. Or if you need to do single arm, let's go.
Halfway there.
Good work. Okay, we've got
10
10
seconds.
seconds to go. On the next one, we're going to do one called sitting jacks. Similar movement, but up to the side instead. In 3, 2, 1. Sit
One time.
up to the side instead of those arms. You can have a few different adaptations here as well. You can either bring the arms up above the head, just like I am. Single arm if you need to, or if it's too much to bring it up there, you can bring it up in front of you instead. It's a little bit easy, because this one can be a little bit tough on the shoulders. So you can always just bring it up in front or just lower down. Just wherever you can get to is great with me.
Halfway there.
Halfway through this one.
Ten seconds.
10 seconds to go. On the next one, we're going to be doing something called down, down, forwards, forwards, up, up. I'll show you that as we get to it. 2 ones, we go punch down with one, then the other, punch forwards, forwards, then up, almost like you're climbing a ladder. So go down, down, forwards, forwards, up, up, and repeat through that movement. Good. Excellent work, everybody. And again, if you need to do shorter range of motion, if you need to just do single arm, you can do down, forwards, up, and then go down, forwards, up on the other arm.
Halfway there.
whatever you need to do to get this done. Good.
Ten seconds.
10 seconds to go. On the next one, we are going to be doing some punching again, but we're going to be doing double arm. 3, 2, 1. So you get both arms together out in front of you. And the same adaptations. You've probably got it by now. If you've been following along, just making the adaptations that you need to, single arm, double arm, one arm at a time. And I'm even making my own adaptations as we go through. I've got a weakened core from being a C7
Halfway there.
quadriplegic, so it means that most of this doesn't work very well. So I'm shuffling myself in my chair just to support my core in different ways. And that just helps me to be able to perform these exercises.
10 seconds.
10 seconds to go. On the next one, same movement, but instead of going forwards, we're going to go to the side. 3, 2, 1, out to the side.
Wow.
So both arms out together. Good work. Nice work, everyone. So after this one, we've got 2 more to go to complete this 14 minutes. Then we're going to go on to a bit of a faster pace stuff.
Halfway there.
Getting that heart rate up a bit. So once we've done this, we'll be nice and warm and our bodies will be ready to do a little bit more intensity on this. Good work. 10 seconds to go. Okay, we'll be punching up on the next one. 3, 2, 1. So go up as best you can. Good work. If you can't reach all the way up, reach to where you can. If you need to do one arm at a time, that's fine as well. Some of you may be thinking, this is just the warm-up. This feels like the main set. That's okay. As I said, as we go on in the next couple of weeks, your body will adapt to it. You'll get better at it.
Halfway there.
Your ability to do these sessions. Sometimes it's less about like how good your cardio is and just how used to it, this sort of thing you are. So for me, example, I haven't done this since I did this class last time, if I'm honest with you. So my ability to
10 seconds.
do it is reduced, but I know next week, the week after, I'm going to be so much better at being able to do it. Okay, last one. I want you to choose your exercise.
Round 14, last round.
Forwards, some sit skis, sitting jacks. One of the exercises that we've already done that you particularly enjoyed, maybe. If you don't know what to do, you can follow along with me with some sit skis here for the last one. But if there's a particular exercise that you enjoyed, or a different one even that we haven't done today, that's also fine.
Halfway there.
Halfway through. And I like to throw in generally like to do at the end of every block of these, put in a choose your own exercise one, just because I know some exercises are better than others, and I'd rather you choose the one that works for you best to do at least twice then. 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Good. Let's have a short water break whilst I set up the timer for the next bit. If you don't have a drink, I do recommend bringing a drink to the sessions. But we are going to be increasing that intensity a bit now, but we are going to be having some rest in between, and you'll see as we get into it what I mean by that. Just setting up the timer here to do what we need it to. Good, okay. So those who have been to my sessions before will be familiar with this layout, and you may be familiar with this type of layout anyway. So this is interval training. This is where we do intervals, essentially, of hard exercise followed by rest. The intervals can be different depending on how many intervals you do, how long the intervals are, the intensity of the intervals. But in its most basic form, what we're going to be doing is 30 seconds of high intensity work, so as hard and fast as you can, followed by 30 seconds of rest. And then we're going to be repeating through that 10 times. So 30 seconds maximum effort. And that's going to look different for everybody. So this is the best that you can do for 30 seconds, followed by 30 seconds of rest. So you get just enough rest so you can do it again on the next round. So we're going to be 10 rounds of that. Good. So we're going to be doing the same exercises roughly as what we've just done. So yeah, just doing the best you can with this. I'll let everybody just finish their drinks off. Don't need to rush there. And then we will get started. I'm going to have a little one as well myself. So our first one will be the punching forwards, alternating hands, and we'll be going here in 15 seconds time. Get yourself into position. Are you ready? We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So as fast as you can here for 30 seconds. Getting those arms going the best you can. And again, it's going to look different for everyone. Just doing what you can here. Get them going. That's it. Good work. Don't need to worry too much about extending them out as far as you can. Just get them moving fast. Good work. Get that effort level up. Get the heart rate going. Get the breath going. Good work. We're continuing here for another 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Good. Simple. Right. Next one, same movement, but instead of going forwards, we're going to go to the side. Okay, we have got another 10 seconds left of our rest. Going out to the side on the next one in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Punching to the side. Good work. Keep it going. Excellent. Good stuff. Keep moving. We're coming up to halfway now. Good stuff. Keep those arms pumping. Don't let yourself drop off the pace that you've set at the beginning here. Keep it going all the way through this 30 seconds, the best you can. 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Good. Got a bit of an idea of how this goes now. We've got 8 more of those to go. I hear the cries through the Zoom. You're doing well there. Let's keep this going the best you can. And next one, punching up, or at least the best you can on this one. Even if it looks like more like running on the spot, that's absolutely fine. If it's just punching up, do the best you can. 3, 2, 1. Off we go.
3.
That's it. Get those arms moving. And then keep going, keep pushing those arms. 10 seconds to go. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Good stuff. I'm going to remind you as well, if you need to take any extra rest, any extra break during the session, feel free to do so, especially in these early sessions that we do. As we go on the weeks and weeks, you'll get better and better at it. And you won't even need the rest. But I'll make the sessions harder, so don't worry about that. Okay, next one we're going to be punching down and across our lap, just like so. In 3, 2, 1. Off we go.
4.
That's it. Good work. Halfway through. 10 seconds to go. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Great start to this, everybody. Let's keep this effort level high as we move into the next one here. For this next one, we're going to do that pretend wheelchair push forwards. And this 30 seconds rest is maybe just enough so we can just keep that intensity high during that 30 seconds of maximum effort. Okay, we're going in 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go.
5.
Again, as fast as you can, get those arms moving. And we are halfway through. Good work. Keep going, keep pushing. 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Good. You probably already guessed what the next one is. Same movement, opposite direction. Doing great so far. Okay, we've got another 10 seconds left of our rest. We're halfway through now. Let's keep it going in this second half. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Backwards pushing. Off we go.
6.
Again, fast and as hard as you can do, whatever that looks like. If you don't feel like you're going fast and hard enough, try and push yourself even faster. But whatever you can do here, do it to the best of your ability. Good work. 10 seconds to go. All the way through the end here. You're doing great. Let's keep pushing it. 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Great stuff, everyone. Okay, the next one we're going to do is double arm forwards, double arm up. So forwards and up. Ten seconds to go. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go.
7.
Nice work. Keep going. Halfway through. And pushing all the way through to the end. Don't let yourself drop off this pace in the next 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Good work. Doing fantastic so far, everybody. Let's keep that intensity up in these last 3. So we've got the next one we're going to do is those sit skis. Bring those arms up and through the best you can. Ten seconds to go. Keep that intensity high. Are you ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go.
8.
Nice work. Keep going. Halfway through. You're doing great here. Let's keep those arms moving. Keep that intensity high all the way through this 30 seconds. Into the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Good stuff. Next one we do is going to be the sitting jacks. That's up to the side. Remember those adaptations, you can come up to the side or up to the front, depending on your ability level. And we are going in 10 seconds time. Good work, everybody. Last 2 to go on this bit. 3, 2, 1. Off we go.
9.
So get those arms going the best we can. Halfway through. Keep moving. Keep pushing those arms up the best you can. Keep. Excellent work. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting there. You guys are doing fantastic. We've got one last one to go. And again, I'll let you choose what you want to do for the last one. If you don't know what to choose, you can follow along with me. I'm going to go back to the beginning, do some punching forwards. I find that's a good one for getting the heart rate up, me personally, but choose the exercise that works best for you, however that criteria is for yourself. So we're going in 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go.
Last round.
So good work. Good to see a mix of exercises there. Fantastic. Keep going here. Halfway through, keep it going. All the way through to the end. Don't let yourself drop off in this last one here. 3, 2, 1. Resting there. Good work, everybody. Let's have another little hydration break. Good. All right, we've got one more bit of cardio stuff coming up, and then we've got our core work after that, and I'll explain that as we get into it. How's everybody doing so far? You can put a thumbs up, and if you can't put a thumbs up, you can shake your fist in anger. I don't mind. Good work. Okay. Right. So this next little bit we're going to be doing here is kind of just an introduction to this particular exercise. So this is what I call my adapted burpees. So this is basically a seated version of a burpee. If you don't know what that is, it's where it's the horrible exercise they make them do in the military, where they get down on the floor, do a press up, and then do a star jump or some sort of jump, and then go back down and then back up. So all the way to the floor. So this is our version of it, because like me, I doubt many of us can. Well, we could probably fall on the floor quite easily, but it's getting back up is the problem. So for this, we're going to be doing a version that we can hopefully get back up from. So I'm going to give you stage 1, 2, 3, and on from there. So stage 1 for this is the basic version. What we need to do is basically reach down the best you can, then reach up the best you can. And we can use our hands to help. So the first one, we come down, then we can push off our lap, and then we can reach above our head. So that's the basic version. If you can do that, so bending forwards, and then bending up and reaching above your head. So that's stage 1. If you can do that, great. If you can move on to the next one, then we could do that. The next one is the same, but we're going to reach down towards the floor. If you can see, I'm a little bit zoomed in there, but reach down towards the floor and then reach up above the head. Good. The next stage on for that is not using your hands to help push you up. So we can reach to the floor and then reach above the head. But notice on that one, I didn't push off the lap. So for some of you, maybe able to use those lower back muscles to help get you up. So a little bit of core work going on there. And then the next stage on from there is to reach down. And then from before we reach up above our head, we can do a little lift and then reach up above our head. So I'll do that again. So reaching down, do a little lift and that. Now, if you can, I don't know the ability of the newcomers to the class, but if you can do a stand up, even if you wanted to add that in, you can reach to the floor. And then I'm not going to demonstrate this for obvious reasons, but you can reach up, but stand up as well. So if that's something that you can or want to do or try and do. So just to give you options if that is possible for yourself. But I can't demonstrate that. So what we're going to be doing here is, once I get the time sorted out, we're going to be doing that for 1 minute. And this minute is kind of figuring it out a bit, figuring out what works for you more than anything. And in the coming weeks, we'll be adding this exercise into our routines, but I think it just requires a little bit of figuring out how it works for you well. I know some of you already got this down quite well, but for those who are newer here, so we're going to do it just 1 minute of exercise, then we're going to have 20 seconds rest, and then we're going to do another minute of it. So we get 2 minutes in total, just to kind of figure this out. But the intensity here, I want about 7 out of 10 effort. So harder than the warm up, but not quite as hard as the bits we just did. So fairly intense. Okay, we're going here in 15 seconds time. So find the option that works for you, but essentially you're reaching down to the floor the best you can and reaching up above your head the best you can. Okay, ready in 3, 2, 1, off we go.
Let's go.
We can, however that works for you. So remember, we can use our hands to assist, or we can not use them to assist. We can do that little lift as well before we raise our hands up. Easy for myself, I can do somewhere between sort of 8 and 15 of the tricep lifts. And then I get a bit tired and I can't, and I can just continue at a lower level, which is fine.
Ten seconds.
10 seconds to go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good. Got 20 seconds of rest. And then we've got another one to go. So as I said, this is more of just a finding out what works for you, but also getting the heart rate up a little bit too. Just 2 minutes here, but we incorporate this into different parts of our session in the coming weeks. I just want to give you the overview here. 3, 2, 1. Off we go.
Next round.
And you can see here with this exercise, we're using lots of muscles. We're using our core to come down, our lower back muscles. We're reaching forwards as we go down. That's using our chest a little bit, triceps, shoulders. Everything's getting involved in the muscles. Also, our cardio is getting involved as well. This is a light, we're not using resistance apart from gravity.
Halfway there.
We're doing lots of them, so we get building up that heart rate at the same time. Okay, 20 seconds to go.
Ten seconds.
Here. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting. Good. So that was your introduction to those. Before we go on to the core part of the workout, so I just want to show you just a couple of things that we may use in the next couple of weeks as we go forward. So prepare to have them ready for the next session. So ignore what type of pole this is, but basically with this, we've got a pole of some sort. So this can be a broom handle. This is a selfie stick. But it really doesn't matter what you've got. It can be a t-shirt even, just something you can hold about shoulder width apart. So make sure you bring something like that to future sessions. The reason for this is because we can do some exercises with the pole, similar to what we're doing with like the punches, but mixing it up with this instead. And it kind of gives us something to go on. But I know most of you already know that, or if you've seen the videos before, so that's great. And the other thing, which I don't have on me for some reason, is like a pillow or a cushion, just something, or maybe even a ball or just something else you can hold sort of a little bit closer together that's fairly light. And with that, we can do some core work to exercise the core, but we're going to do some core work without it today. I just wanted to demonstrate that for next time. I should have brought a cushion with me. I don't know why I didn't. But yeah, good stuff there, everybody. Cool. Let's go on to this core work. So some of you may find this difficult, some of you may find this easy, but we're going to try and give you some levels to it to adapt to whatever ability that you have got. So we're going to be working our core in a little bit of a different ways. And the first one here is we're going to be bending to the side and to the other side. And quite simply, we bend down to one side and then come back up and then bend down to the other side. And this is going to be working sort of the side of the core, the oblique muscles, as we bend down. A little bit of our lats as well. They kind of operate as muscles to operate the spine. So they kind of count as core muscles as well. So bend down to one side. So our basic version here is bending down, coming up, going down to the other side. If we need to make it more intense, we can take both arms down to one side and then come up. We bring both arms down to the other side. what you're doing there is shifting more of the weight down. Now, what I want you to focus on, we're kind of just going through this together here. So we're experimenting and finding what works for you. So reaching the hands down. Now, I want you to focus less on trying to get the arms up or get the arm up and over, because what that happens if you get the arms up and over is the momentum takes over. So I can just swing those arms and my body just naturally wants to follow. I'm not using the core in that situation. So when you're here, I almost want you to keep your arms down as you try and lift your body up, whether that's one arm, to try and keep that arm down as you're trying to straighten yourself up. And you'll notice that that is a more restrictive movement. So as I do one arm here, so I go try to pull myself up whilst trying to keep that arm down. And with the if I have two arms, if you want to make it more intense, that's quite intense for myself. So so you're reaching down and then pulling yourself straight up. Cool. So as I said, focus on moving the core, not just trying to go side to side, because it can be quite easy. So here, for example, I'm not going to put any effort into going up. If I go like that, my body naturally goes there anyway. So I'm not actually using my core there. I'm using momentum and all that. So try and focus on using the core muscles. It can take a little bit of practice to get there, but a good way to think about it is keep the arm down as you're trying to straighten up. And that helps you to do it. Excellent work, everybody. We'll just do this for a little bit longer here. Excellent work. Okay, so that's our first exercise. Our next exercise, once my spasm stop, 1 second. There we go. All right. So for this next one, we're going to be leaning forward. So similar to when we did the burpees then, and we've got a couple of options here. So you can come down and then raise up the best you can. And again, like before, we don't want to use those arms to help us come up. So we can make this harder or easier, but the essential option is to come down and then come up. If you want to make it easier, you can start to use your hands, but use or push off, but try and use them as little as possible. Try and use those core muscles. If you want to make it harder, you can raise those hands up. Essentially, you're shifting that center of gravity. So the higher our hands are, the harder this is going to be. And there will be a point where you may not be able to do it. It's not like that for myself. But and to continue our long running joke, it looks like you're all praying to me now. So thank you very much for that. It's all a ploy. Good work, everybody. And try and use those lower back muscles to pull yourself up. Don't let your hands sort of help you force up. Work. Okay, let's go back to the first exercise again, working on those obliques on the side and working those core muscles, just going side to side again and trying to focus on again that not letting momentum take over, trying to use your core muscles, and you'll really notice the difference between it because one is incredibly easy and the other one actually requires some to quite a lot of effort. So from what I can see, it looks like you're doing it well there. I can see on the faces, that's the main way to see if someone's doing it well. Right. And again, again, you can make it harder by putting both palms down. That just puts more weight on each side as you're doing it. Normally only do one or two of those on each side before I have to go back to the reduced version. And you can see how these would be like essential skills. So it's not just working the core to work the core, we're doing it so, if you drop something on the floor, easier to be able to pick it up. Doing exercises through a range of motion also helps us to improve our range of motion as well. So it's not just flexibility from stretching, we actually improve our range of motion by doing exercises through a range of motion. And it helps us to be stronger through that range of motion as well. So, for example, I'm always dropping stuff on the floor, so being able to have my core to help reach down. Obviously, I support when I'm trying to pick something off the floor. I'm not trying to do an exercise every time I, drop something. I'm just trying to pick something up off the floor. I don't need to turn it into an exercise, but at least I know that my exercises support that movement, and I can get down there easier, and I can have maybe less risk of injury, more ability to get back up again. And it helps with things like my independence. For example, those who don't know, I'm currently in Japan, and I am constantly dropping my. So they use cash a lot here compared to what we do. I'm from the UK, if you haven't guessed by my accent, but they use a lot more cash than we do in the UK in different places. I'm constantly dropping the coins on the floor, so I'm having to bend down and pick them up, and then go back in there, and then get the next one. So I'm kind of doing this exercise on a day-to-day basis anyway. So it's just helps support that, and it means that I can go out and be independent. I don't have to rely on other people as much. So it really does help in my day-to-day life. Okay, let's go back to the second exercise again. Bending forwards. Yeah, and going back and forth between the two. Good work, everybody. Good, I can see that work being put in there. Fantastic effort. Excellent stuff. Okay, let's take this last 4 minutes here just to do some cool down work. So we're going to do some neck mobility and maybe a little bit of spinal mobility, depending on how the time goes here. But essentially, we're just going to help calm ourselves, relax ourselves down. So first of all, let's just do some deep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, and just sort of calm down that nervous system after it's got a little bit excited from the exercising. Good. And when you're ready to, let's do some extension, flexion in the neck. So looking up and looking down, and just go nice and gentle back and forth between the two. It doesn't need to be crazy here with the range of motion, just nice and gentle. And then let's go into the rotation. So I want to look one side, then the other, back and forth. Again, nice and gentle, controlled. And then we're going to do lateral flexion. That's where we bring one ear to one shoulder, to the other, or the best you can here. Yeah, then we're going to go through got some here to go through the spinal extension, so the best you can, we're going to extend through and then flex down. So we curl over like a prawn, arching back like a high jumper, and going back and forth between the two. If you can't use your arms to help pull you through, you can use your back rest. You can just sit up straight or arch back the best you can and then curl forwards. We kind of did a little bit with this, but with the core exercises, but with this, we're curling over more than bending forwards. So curl over, extend, flexion, and extension. And it doesn't have to be a big range of motion, even just a little bit. It goes a long way to help mobilize that spine. Good. I know we did this one with the exercises, but we just want to go into. Oh, wait, we want to do rotation first. I almost put that one. So rotate one side, rotate the other, back and forth between the two. Good. And then let's do a little bit of lateral flexion, which we kind of did with the core workout. So I won't spend too much time on it, but bending over, try and curl over rather than bend over. We can finish here with a little bit of a going into a whirlpool. So imagine you coming around. And then we can change our hemispheres. We can go the other way around, like they do in Australia. Good, and finishing there, exactly on 7. It just turned as I looked to the clock, so that's perfect timing for myself. Good work, everybody. Before we click off the session, I just want to say good work for today's session. Really good effort there from everyone. Over the next coming weeks, that was kind of more of a foundation workout. So we'll be doing more within the session, we'll be doing more intensity, but also I'll be showing you how to adapt it to your own ability levels as well as we go through it. We'll be using the pole as well, maybe using the cushion in some sessions, so always have those ready and prepared for the sessions ahead.